Hey everybody, Glenn here and welcome back to Glenn's Railway, and today I'm going to review all my collection of model trains that I've got so far. This is going to be very interesting for you all. Right, let's get the first one out. The first train I'm going to show you is from Hornby, and it's one of my favourite steam engines, and I've got him right here. It's none other than the Flying Scotsman. And the Flying Scotsman is my first Hornby steam train I collected. And I bought that with my 30th, sorry, let me speak. Oh yeah, I got this steam train for my 30th birthday party. Birthday, I mean, my apologies. Second, I've also got from Hornby is a steam train called Tornado. Isn't that beautiful, that steam train? Next, I've also got from Hornby an LNER B12. Very cool model. I heard you can get different liveries than that. Must say it's a bit dirty, so I'll give it a clean soon. The next steam train from Hornby I'm going to show you now is one of the most famous engines. And I think you're very familiar with this steam train. That's right, it's Mallard, the A4 Streamline steam engine that goes to 125 miles an hour. I like Mallard. It's a very nice blue colour from Hornby as well. Next up, and I think you boys and girls and kids familiar with this train from Hornby. Yeah, it's Thomas. He's a very good model, but I don't like Hornby Thomas much, but as long as I still collect him, the better. Hello, Thomas. Next, I hope you're a comedy fan, people, because I've got this special tank engine from one of my favourite comedy shows, Only Fools and Horses, the Trotters Independent Trader tank engine. Blimey, it's so good. The next two trains I've got from the same Hornby and from the same company, I've got a steam and I'm not sure what that type of steam engine this is. Is it a diesel or is it a steam engine? I'm not sure. Think of your thoughts in your comments. Yeah, it's Coca-Cola. Two little trains. And I've got this as my first steam train from Hornby. It's a tank engine. It's a little steam train from Santa Express Steam Train. Alright, the next one I'm going to show you are some Bachmann trains I've got so far from Bachmann. First up, I've got this train, and you train fans are familiar with DMU sprinters. The Bachmann sprinter I've got is the old Arriva Trains Wales Class 150-2. Very cool model, and I remember those liveries when Arriva built, the cream and turquoisey colour. Next up, it's another sprinter, but this is a Hornby sprinter. Oops, sorry about that. I better hold it so it won't roll. It's a Class 156 Regional Railways Super Sprinter. Sorry, I need to clear my throat. Next up, it's back to Bachmann, And I think you train fans familiar with this class. That's right, it's one of my favourite DMU sprinters. Class 158, and this is the Central Trains service. As you can see, the green and blue. And I bet you train fans didn't know that livery also used to be a Arriva livery as well a long time ago when Arriva was first built. Right, more sprinters to show. The next sprinter I'm going to show you is from a Hornby, and it's a single coach of a sprinter. You're familiar with this train, the Class 153. As you can see, it's in the East Midlands Railway livery, green. I kind of like the green, but I remember it was a blue livery there as well. Next up, back to Bachmann, and it's another Class 150 DMU sprinter, but this time it's in the Original Railways. I remember the Original Railways was the company that British Railways first built in 1980s and 90s. Now then, everyone, I've got this Class 158 again, and I bet you Welsh fans familiar with this livery. Class 158 Arriva Trains Wales from Bachmann, and that is my favourite DMU sprinter, and I love that old Arriva livery, and it's one of those old-fashioned ones. Hopefully I might get some new Class 158 models for the DCC in the near future. The next train I'm going to show you, it's from Bachmann, and I think you're familiar with this class. Oh, what's that blue tack doing here? Sorry, I was using that to stand the phone. My apologies. Anyway, back to the show. Yeah, it's a Bachmann Class 221 Super Voyager in the classic Virgin Trains livery. Very good model. And I bet you didn't notice, train fans, from eBay, I bought those destination displays, things that you could put on your trains that doesn't have any destinations. And the ones I've put on, bad focus, bear with me, let's see if I can get better focus on this. Oh, I could see it. The one I've put on this one is Holyhead, and the other one is London Euston. And I bet you remember, train fans, that I see lots of Super Voyagers used to be running in the North Wales line from Holyhead to London Euston, but apparently it's been withdrawn because now the Class 805s took over, which is of course from the company Avanti West Coast. Anyway, back to the show. So I'm going to show you the best Hornby high-speed train that you all fans are familiar of. That's right. It's, of course, the Class 390 Pendolino EMU from Hornby. And if you fans want to know what EMU stands for, it stands for Electric Multiple Unit. Shame, though, like a Voyager, Virgin Pendolino is no longer exist. It is now Avanti West Coast. Maybe soon I would like to collect a Hornby Avanti West Coast livery soon in the near future. Right, let's put the Pendolino back in the drawer with the others so I can show you more trains coming soon. or shortly, may I say. My apologies. Right then, back to Hornby. And I bet you're familiar with this high-speed train livery. There we go. And let's bring the power cars in. Yeah, it's the high-speed train, one of those old-fashioned intercity trains, and this one's one of my favourite HSTs, Great Western Railway. You're familiar with those trains that has ordinary 8 or 9 or 10 coaches, but when the 800s come here, they used to use 4 coaches called the HST Castle between Penzance and Cardiff Central. But I heard these high-speed trains are now retired and withdrawn. So that's why the Class 800's taken over. And I heard there's another new class that runs now on the Great Western Railway between Penzance and all that. And you're familiar with the Class 175s. The Transport for Wales trains will now Great Western Railway services. Another Hornby train, and I got this from last year, and this is my first ever diesel locomotive. And I've seen those classes in junction sidings a couple of times, and that is of course the Hornby's Class 66 GBRF, which stands for GB Rail Freight. And back to Bachmann, I've got 3 of these carriages. And there it is. You think it's Class 158? Well, I heard they do 3-car 158 models, but this is actually a Class 159 in the old classic. It's not South West Railways, it's actually South West Trains. So that must be the service before South Western Railway took over the company. And the next trains I've also got, and I think you're familiar with this Hornby HST. Virgin Trains HST, or you can call it Virgin 125. I like that old classic Virgin Trains livery, the red and black colour. And back to my Bachmann 158 collection, I've got this livery. Excuse me, blue tack, get out of the way, thank you. The Bachmann Class 158 Regional Railways Express Sprinter. And I remembered it was 1989 from Derby they made those trains and those liveries. Right then, guys, I'm on my last collection now. And I've got this Bachmann train in January, thanks to my father. And I think you're familiar with this character. Thomas. But this is a Bachmann Thomas. And I really like this better than a Hornby one because I like the way those Bachmann Thomas and Friends characters move their eyes, just like a proper TV series. And soon, I need to get a decoder. Oh, and if you Bachmann Thomas and Friends want to know what decoders Thomas and Friends took, it's called the Nex 18 pin. So remember that decoder, the Nex 18 pin. You can get it from Bachmann, or actually, I think you can get it from Dapo as well. Oh, I forgot for Thomas. I also got her 2 faithful coaches. Sorry, Thomas. Annie and Clarabelle. And the next Thomas and Friends Bachmann character I've got for my brother Bertie the bus. Ooh, looks like Thomas and Bertie, I'm going to have a race soon once my layout's done. And the next Bachmann, Thomas and Friends character, you're familiar with this helicopter, Harold. Do you remember when he first came to the Island of Sodor, he was racing with Percy and Harold from season 2. And I've got this bus model from Thomas and Friends, from one of those old Take and Play, is it? Yeah, Take and Play. It's Bertie, but actually, I've customized this Bertie to Algie, because I don't think Bachmann or Hornby never makes Algie, so I've decided to customize Bertie from the Take and Play to Algie. And that's it, folks. That's all my collections so far for my model railways. The only trains I've got on my model collection is from Hornby and Bachmann. And hopefully I would like to get more model trains from in the likes of Dapple, Curascale, Elgin, so on. So anyway, thank you for looking all my model trains, and hopefully I'll get some more soon, and I'll hopefully get the layout done. Take care, folks, and I'll see you again soon. Bye.